What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Blazers Uprise Postgame show. The Blazers tonight win a game with their defense. That's something that I haven't really said all year. It's weird putting 2 digits next to the opposing team logo. That is something we've rarely done all year, but the Blazers play some pretty good defense tonight. Switch things up. You saw Cantor hedging there in the first half and looked pretty good doing so. So we're going to talk a lot about what went right for our defense. Is this something that we can put stock in moving forward? Offensively, this team struggled. I would like to see them put it together on both sides of the floor at once, but it seems like it's kind of an either-or thing so far this season. Only getting 101 points is well below the Blazers' average, but the fact that they're still able to win a game by 8 when they're only scoring 101 points is something that is impressive, because you would not expect that to be able to be the case, considering that this is one of the worst defenses in the league so far this season. So, Eric, I'll be honest. First half, I uploaded my picks because I told multiple people I'd upload a picks video, so I uploaded my March Madness picks. If you guys want to watch that after the stream, it's on this channel. Just kind of watching so much March Madness, and everything was kind of hectic for me this game. So I watched the game, but there's 2 different ways of watching, in my opinion. There's watching the game, and there's intently observing specific details, the backside positioning, the backside rotations, watching like nerds. I kind of watched this game a little bit casually, so I am going to rely on you to kind of break down some of the detailed things, and I just want to start off with our defense. What were you impressed with? What were some of the good things you saw with our defense that we don't normally do?
I felt like for once I can say that the effort level was where it needed to be, and we had I felt like we wanted it more than the Pelicans did. They seemed very disinterested in this game, so that probably had a lot to do with it until, they started to come back at the end. They're kind of like the exact opposite of last game, except for they don't have Damian Lillard, so we were able to hold on. But, I like the people, even if our defense is crap, if they're flying around trying to make plays, laying it all on the line on the defensive end, I feel like that is good enough to get you at least a competent defense. And I think we saw a lot of that tonight. We did see Cantor trap a few times and recover really well. Had a nice hard hedge the first or second possession of the game by the Pelicans that resulted in a bad pass by Ingram. And it was aggressive, and it forced him to make a pass at an angle he wasn't comfortable making, which is what we've been talking about, is making them uncomfortable on the traps, not just trapping to trap. And I felt like all those things kind of combined for just a really good overall defensive effort, which led to the results we saw being, sometimes it's just that simple. They played a little harder tonight than they did at the beginning of the last couple games, and it obviously showed.
Yep. Schematically is the one thing where I'm kind of, I don't know. I enjoyed seeing us not just drop back and run drop scheme, and this is the team that hypothetically maybe you'd be able to get away with that. Lonzo isn't much of a mid-range shooter. Neither is Eric Bledsoe, I don't think. Against other teams, I say we have to employ some of the schematics we employed tonight, even more so, against a team like the Suns or against a team like the Warriors with Steph. So, I don't know. It's seeing hedges, seeing us mix things up defensively is nice. Part of me is sitting there watching it saying, what took so long? Part of me is sitting there saying, see? We didn't know that Cantor wasn't capable of hedging or trapping a screen, right? Because the whole argument all year was Cantor is just incapable. We can't even try it. Can't even try it because he's just so incapable of running a hedge or trapping or whatnot. And I was saying, how do we know? We haven't seen it. What we had seen was us run drop scheme game after game and him get, and he played decently, but our defense was horrible. So switch it up. When our defense is doing that bad, you gotta switch things up schematically. And they did that tonight. And look, we held a team to 93 points. I don't think that's a coincidence. I also don't think it's a coincidence that we trapped and hedged a bit last game. I don't think it's a coincidence that it looked better tonight, because what I always said, Eric, is if you continuously run it, they will get better through repetitions. I don't think that's a coincidence either. I think that this game kind of shows that our frustrations throughout the season were a little bit justified because we weren't trying to do some of the things that we did tonight.
Yeah, and a lot of times, especially with Kander tonight, he's guarding Adams, and so you're trapping, and Adams isn't like quick to get to the hoop a lot of the time, so he was able to recover a lot, and it never really hurt us too bad. I mean, he had like maybe a couple buckets off of it, but overall it was just they trapped. It seemed like they were trapping at the right times, and it was the right amount of aggression, and they were backing out of it at the right times too. And it's like I'm with you. It's kind of frustrating that we see a game like this, and it's like, see, they can do it. It's like I don't know. I just don't like the excuses for not doing it up until this point. But as long as they continue to run this, like someone said in chat, imagine next game we'll just run drop on Luka or whatever and get burned. So I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that weak traps that we've tried to do with him in the past, where he dribbles the ball up half court and we take a guy from the opposite side of the court to run at him and is not even involved in the play. And so those kind of things will absolutely get torched by a point guard like Luka. So I hope we do like we did tonight and just kind of quickly show the big on the traps, or on the traps, and then recover to your man, and then allow because that's the other thing, the guards were doing a pretty good job tonight of getting around the picks and back into place, so allowing Kanter to recover back to his man as well. Yeah,
and little things like that, you need to consistently run the scheme for players to pick up on little ways in which they can help it be more effective. Yeah, I mean, not to get ahead of ourselves, that game tomorrow against the Dallas Mavericks, I'm very curious to see what we do defensively and how we look doing it, because that's Luka Doncic, and he continuously has great games against us. He's one of those guys, he's not necessarily a great three-point shooter, but if you allow him to walk into threes, he can get hot, and he seems like he gets hot against us every other game. But then he's also a little CP3-esque, where you give him space in the mid-range, and he'll manipulate it, and he'll either find himself a good shot on the interior because of it, or he'll find a teammate with a good shot on the interior or an open three by manipulating that space. So it'll be interesting to see what we do tomorrow. But overall, just very pleased with what we did defensively. Let me look at their percentages. They shot under 40% from the field, and they shot 27% from 3, 10 for 37, 68% from the field. Those percentages are much better than our first outing against them. It's nice to see.
Yep, and we talked about last night, like, where's that effort that we saw in the last 6 minutes from the beginning of the game? And I thought that kind of set the tempo of this game and kind of took New Orleans out of it, that we brought that from the beginning of the game, because usually when opponents play the Blazers, they're not used to seeing that sort of defensive effort, at least the last 2 seasons, right from the get-go. And so I thought we kind of put them in a funk, like we sort of tend to do against teams that play us tough at the beginning, or maybe trap Dame or something. So yeah, it's like I felt like we set the tempo with our defense, and what a refreshing game it is to say that about versus I mean, I had all kinds of problems with our offense in this game, but I'll take winning on defense versus winning on offense anytime.
Yeah, well, I'll take it because we don't see us win on defense. We know this team can get it going offensively, even playing the style of basketball they play offensively, which I'm not the biggest fan of the style of ball. So, you know, if we're going to only play one side of the court, I want to see it be the defensive end, because we haven't really seen that, and we know this team will be, you know, at least serviceable offensively. You know, Gary Trent Jr. isn't normally going to go 1 for 11. CJ McCollum isn't going to go 3 for 16, despite the fact that, you know, we're not generating very clean looks. I still, on contested looks, expect both those guys to shoot much better. They do so, we win by 20. You know, so that's
Trent
kind
had
of
a lot of uncontested looks, I thought.
Trent did.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, even if the shot selection is poor, that's still far worse than I expect those two guys to shoot. CJ was 3 for 6 from the 3-point line. That's good to see. 0 for 10 inside the arc. That's real bad. But he'll be fine. You just gotta give him a little bit of time. He only played 21 minutes tonight. Kind of working his way back slowly. Trent played 28 minutes tonight. He went 1 for 11, 0 for 6 from the 3-point line. He kind of continues that slump, which sucks because it seemed like he was breaking out of it a little bit last game, and then he struggled tonight. We can focus on the players a little bit later. As far as the intensity...
Real quick, let's get to
yes. Andrew Miller donated.
Andrew Miller, what's up, man? $5 donation. Hey guys, I'm crazy. Or am I crazy? Or did we take Dame out at the end of the third quarter in favor of a defensive lineup? So yes, that actually happened tonight. So we played the time game. We didn't get a 2-for-1, but we scored, and there was like 25 seconds left on the clock. So it was obvious that in most likely they would play for the last shot. And so we actually took Dame and Cantor out. They usually just stay in until the end of the fourth quarter. And we put in a defensive lineup and got a stop at the end of the third quarter. And it may sound crazy, but little things like that, like getting a stop there versus not getting a stop, could be the difference between moving up a few spots in the defensive rating or not.
Yeah, and I mean, this team just has to figure out how to be competitive defensively by the playoffs. If we finish the season 26 in defensive rating, but improve to the point where we're competitive defensively in the playoffs, then okay. That's okay. It's not all about necessarily your season-long ranking. It's about where are you during the playoffs. I mean, our ranking, we shouldn't have been as bad as we have been, so I'm not trying to excuse that. This team just has to figure out how to be its most productive self on the defensive end of the floor, and that involves being more creative with the scheme, which we've seen a little bit more of lately. I hope that continues. I'm not putting stock in it because we have seen flashes of it before, and then we go right back to running drop. So I'm not putting too much stock into it. We'll just have to wait and see on that. My bad. I got to turn off my phone vibration. There we go. As far as the intensity, though, it's a couple of games ago, after the Minnesota game, I kind of went on a little bit of a rant about how it seems like our mindset is... we can go 500 on the road. That's fine. That's pretty good, even though there aren't even fans in a lot of stadiums. It's hard to beat the same team twice. And we've kind of had a mindset of a, playoff team, but not a team trying to contend, not a team holding itself to a high enough standard, right? And I feel like the lack of intensity on the defensive end kind of reflects that, our offense will save us. We're so good offensively. We don't need to bust our behinds on the defensive end. I don't know. It just seems like this team has kind of a lackadaisical mindset at times, and I feel like that is evident with some of the lack of defensive intensity. We'll be fine. And then 6 minutes left and they're down 17. It's like, we got to really, really try now. And then they play super hard defense, super good defense. The final 6 minutes come back from 17 down with under 6 minutes to go against the Pelicans because they start playing very hard on the defensive end. And you see tonight, I felt like they probably gave as good of an effort on the defensive end as they have in any game so far this season. They gave forth a great effort on the defensive end, and you mix that with them executing the schemes that Terry Stotts was having them run, and then Terry Stotts actually running some different stuff, and you get a team that's holding the Pelicans to 93 points. That's the recipe right there. There's no... That's why all season long I was saying... Our personnel is not why we're 29th ranked on defense. Absolutely not. The media wants you to believe that because they want you to hate Neil O'Shea and love Terry Stotts. But it's not a personnel thing. You see this team when they run the right thing schematically, when they give forth maximum effort, and when they don't make silly mistakes, and it's at least an average defense. At least an average defense in the NBA, even with Cantor at the starting center, because Cantor did a really good job hedging and playing up on screens today. So that's why it's not a personnel thing. You see a game like this, if the personnel was incapable, this game wouldn't have happened. You know, it's not the personnel being incapable of anything. So hopefully this team is willing to make a effort to consistently do this going forward. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not buying it just because I've been suckered into that a little bit too much before. So I'm going to be very, patient on buying stock in that. But hopefully they see the way they defended tonight and it's like, yeah, we really need to play desperate defensively as much as possible. We should be giving forth more effort, and maybe Terry Stotts realizes, maybe running different things defensively actually works. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely, and I just hope that's the case.
I don't want to get anybody's hopes up too much, so to say, but I mean, it is nice seeing a game like this and seeing some of the things we've talked about actually play out in the positive ways that we imagined, so to say.
And Paulie Ross with the $5 donation. I'm not 100% sure what this means, but I noticed our coaching staff energy on defense tonight refreshing. I don't know if he means like the coaching staff was like really into it, jumping up and down, yelling a lot from the bench. I don't know if that's what he's referring to. Maybe you can clarify that with just a regular comment, Paulie. But just the effort by everyone. It seemed a lot better tonight.
Yeah, shout out Apple's $3 Australian dollar donation. He says, I don't know if it's just me. I saw better ball movement today. On a whole, I don't think the ball movement was better. There was individual possessions where I thought the ball movement was really good. Individual possessions, but they weren't frequent. This Blazers team only got 11 assists today on 101 points. They had 11 assists, 13 turnovers. Apparently getting less assists means less turnovers, right? Moving the ball less means less turnovers. That wasn't the case. Dame had 7 of those turnovers because instead of moving the ball, we were running him off pick and rolls into a trap that was just hounding him, and we were doing it consistently, and he was having trouble with it, just like pretty much any player in the NBA would, at least any point guard. So the whole, we can't use Dame off the ball, we can't move the ball, results in turnovers. I think running Dame into a trap consistently all game long results in just as many turnovers, maybe more. I don't know. Do you want to get into the offense? I wasn't a big fan of the offense today. We'll get a little bit negative here.
Well, in terms of assists, like Trent, if Trent just hits a few of those threes, the assist numbers
it's
look
not
a
a
lot
perfect gauge of the ball movement, so to say. But
I think because Rocco had a nice drive and kick out to, I forgot who it was who hit a 3 towards the end of the game, and then Little had 2 nice drives. One pass out to a wide open Trent, he fumbled it out of bounds. The other, he missed a wide open 3. But it was good to see Little attacking and kicking out on some drives. And yeah, I mean, there was another possession where it got sprung around the perimeter. Once again to Trent wide open in the corner, and he missed it. So yeah, like there are possessions, like you said, where there's good ball movement. I just don't like the other 3 players. It bugs me every time we run pick and roll how the other 3 players just seem to stand around. And we saw one time tonight. I think Bledsoe was guarding Dary Jones Jr. in the corner, and he cut, and Dame threw up a lob, and Dary Jones missed it, but he got the tip in. But like Bledsoe wasn't even looking, and he turned around like to see Dary Jones in the corner, and he wasn't there anymore. And those cuts are there against those traps, and we should be able to find an open guy, and that should lead to ball movement. If we're playing into the traps, you want to welcome them to gain an advantage, not welcome them to get Dame trapped and have to make tough passes or dribble through 2 guys to try and score. So that's always been my problem with this offense is when they're trapping, we don't welcome the double teams to have an advantage. We welcome them to just get Dame trapped, and we don't know what to do to fix that. And until we do that, we're going to struggle to score points. And against a team that's shooting a little better on 3-point shots or something than New Orleans, we would have probably gotten destroyed in this game playing our offense like that.
Yeah, I agree. And that's basically my biggest critique with the offense is how pick and roll based we are, and then when teams trap well, we don't really have a good answer. When, I don't know, if you want to be so pick and roll heavy, you got to have an answer for when teams trap. That'll make them pay for trapping the pick and roll, which will help open up the pick and roll more, or you'll get easy shots because they're trapping it. But that's the thing. We run a lot of pick and roll, and then we don't have an answer when there is a trap. If every time they trap, we're getting great shots, great shots around the rim, or good shooters getting wide open threes, they're probably going to trap a little bit less.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably going to trap a little bit less. And then that opens up Dame to do what he does off the pick and roll. Okay? If we had an answer for the trap, I wouldn't be as critical with how pick and roll heavy our offense is. I still think we should be much more creative than we are, but it would be better. The problem is oftentimes we don't have an answer for traps. I mean, that's why you saw Dame have 7 turnovers today. He also had 0 assists, which I just shocking, to be honest. But it was like a lot of his turnovers, he dribbled off his foot and whatnot, but that was after he sprinted from sideline to sideline, got trapped, gave it up, came back off a handoff, got trapped again. It's just a lot of his turnovers, I'm sitting here I'm not really blaming Dame for this. We're just running him into traps all game long.
Yeah, and I mean, he sailed a couple passes. It wasn't the best passing game from Dame, but I did see that he had I think it was 15 or 16 potential assists tonight that were missed shots.
Yeah, part of it's guys missing shots for sure.
It wasn't completely just he wasn't passing or whatever, and of course he was on fire in the first quarter, so he took a lot of shots. But yeah, it was it's kind of weird seeing those kind of numbers from Dame, especially after his last few weeks. I would say he's been really good passing the ball. But yeah, he should have at least gotten a couple, like Zach says.
Yep. Here's something that I want to bring up to you, and I want to ask you about this and have you elaborate on this. Dame has 26 in the first half. Okay, how many did he have in the first quarter? 21?
21
and then 5 in the second quarter, but he sat out half that quarter. So 26 in the first half. Until garbage time in the second half, he only had 6 points until garbage time. He got fouled, intentionally fouled, made a couple free throws, whatnot. That's not... I have an issue with that. Because it wasn't like he was cold and missing open shots. It was he's getting trapped continuously. Every shot he's taking is insanely difficult. It's like a 31-foot contested three, or he's not able to get a shot off just because they're trapping him so hard. And that's where I kind of go to. We need to have more sets that utilize him off the ball so that when he's having a hot night, teams can't just completely take him out of the game with a hard trap. Part of the reason they can take him out of the game is because we don't have a good answer schematically to that. But even if we did, it's you got this guy who's hot during the first half, second leading scorer in the NBA right now, and teams are going to sell out to stop him, even if it means giving up decent shots, even if we did have an answer. So you got to find ways to get him decent looks. You're not going to get him a ton, but you got to find ways to draw something up to at least try and get him decent looks instead of running him into traps. Because he was hot the first half. I feel like if we were able to just get him some decent looks, we run away with this game. We maybe win by 15-20 instead of by 8.
Yeah, and so the thing with Dame is that's, to me, the perfect time to run him a little bit off ball. And like you said, if we have better system around it, they won't be able to trap as much. But I was hoping when CJ came back, we'd run Dame a little bit off ball because people are like, well, we don't have our second playmaker or whatever. But what happens is, so when Dame and Cantor run a trap, watch the other 3 players. So we have basically 2 people standing in the far side corner. One's in the absolute corner and one's just a little above that. And then the other person stands in the near corner. And they just stand there and they just ball watch and watch Cantor go set a pick and Dame come off it. And, sometimes if Dame gets around the pick or whatever, he can get to the basket and kick out to a shooter. But if Dame gets trapped, those guys are useless in the corners. Like, there's nothing Dame can do. Like, it would take an incredible pass to get the ball to the corners, and they don't need to leave those guys unless Dame gets a pass to Cantor. But the problem is Cantor doesn't roll a lot of the times. He stays to reset a pick or whatever. So, like, it ends up just being a double team with no outlet for Dame to pass out of. And then, so we think, like, okay, so Dame gave it up to CJ this possession. CJ's going to dribble up the ball. So then Dame just stands in CJ's spot, and CJ and Cantor run the same action, and it doesn't result in any movement off ball either. So, like, it's just so frustrating to watch that. And it's like the primary reason why we struggle when teams trap Dame is we just run the pick and roll to death, and they trap it. And there's no, like, different reaction to it by any of the other three players or whatever. There's no different role. You don't set your guys up in a different situation or a different position to accept a pass. Like, all those things are going to cost us eventually playoff series if we do not figure that out. And I felt like we kind of went away from some of the things that had been working, slipping that pick or using Melo primarily in that high spot on
his
those
5 assists per game average over the last 3 games was ruined tonight, Eric.
Yeah, well, everyone on our team's assist average got
for real.
ruined.
Dame's probably below 8 now. Yeah, yikes.
Yep.
So, like, I thought you were gonna keep going. My bad.
No, Strider says that Stott said in the interview that he thinks we're good at beating the Traps.
After this game?
This is my problem. Was that after this game, or are you just talking about in general, Strider?
Or are you trolling? Because, I mean, we're not. We're just not. We just aren't. We just aren't. It's not even debatable, I don't think. It's not even, like, something that I feel like anybody can argue, right? For some people, it's, oh, we don't beat the trap because our personnel sucks. And for other people, it's, oh, we don't beat the trap because we don't have the right answer to it coaching-wise. You guys know which side we fall on with there. But it's not like anybody says we're good at beating the trap. Even the people we vehemently disagree with don't say we're good at beating the trap. We're not. It's obvious. It's not
we just
even
argue
questionable.
Why that is.
It is about why that is, not that is a thing. So, yeah. Huh. But, I mean, you just look at the... like, here's something that I think reflects the lack of creativity with our offense, too. Dary Jones Jr. shot two-point shots on that play where he cut back door, right?
Yep.
So that was only one possession, okay? He shot 5 shots inside the arc. He shot 6 shots behind the arc, Eric. Considering 2 of those shots, if he just finishes that dunk from Dame, it's only 4 shots inside the arc and 6 outside the arc.
And another one was on a put-back offensive rebound dunk.
Yeah. So it's not like we're even running anything for him to get these 2-point shots, right? It's not like we're utilizing his athleticism and cutting ability in the half court at all, right? It's just like out of broken plays or freelance, he gets some shots on the interior. But even then, like, more than half of his shots are outside the arc. What did we bring this guy in here to do? He's shot the 3 ball. I was saying if he could just shoot 35%, that'd be phenomenal. Going into this game, he was shooting 34.5% from 3. Cool. This game, he's 1 for 6. Like, I think his shot has improved. Hopefully he can keep up with the hot shooting. I hope this isn't the start of him kind of shooting like how he did to start the season, because then he'll be right back there at 30% or so. But what do we bring this guy in here to do? Play defense. Okay, he does that. Do we bring him in here offensively to be a spot-up 3-point shooter? I mean, I guess, that's what we expected going into this year, right? Dary Jones Jr. is just going to get stuck in the corner and shoot. At least half of his attempts are going to be threes. And games like this is just like exactly what we were talking about when we signed him, where it was like, he's not a good fit offensively. Mm-hmm. But that's not his fault. That's because Stott's just I don't know. We got to utilize his athleticism and cutting ability in the half court. Teams are trapping Dame. Come up with some way to get him going towards the rim in space. There is a lot of space behind that trap because 2 guys are committed to the ball 30 feet away from the rim. But it usually ends up in him shooting corner threes or whatnot. it's a little frustrating.
Yeah, Blockboy brings up a good point. Two of his threes were like against the shot clock, but at the same time, why doesn't he cut on those and get like a layup or a dunk against the shot clock versus a contested 3-point shot just standing there and getting the ball and be like, oh, gotta shoot, you know?
Here's the thing. My critique isn't even with Dary Jones Jr., right? Like, sure, at a freelance, that's basically a freelance situation where he has to make a read based on the situation and decide whether to spot up or cut, right? My issue isn't with that. My issue is with the fact that we don't have anything designed offensively to be able to make use of his athleticism. Mm-hmm. That's the frustrating part for me.
Yeah, I mean, we tried to run that Nas curl alley-oop dunk with Melo tonight, and the Pelicans played it well, so it wasn't open. But this is like.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing with that set. Sorry. Here's the thing with that set. How long does that action take, Eric? What? Right. 4 or 5 seconds?
Yeah.
You could try that multiple times down the floor, and if it's not there, just go into your little weave handoff stuff you always do.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Agree. Yep.
And make them shut it down every single time, and you're still looking at the same exact offense, but at least there's a chance you might get a backdoor dunk.
Well, I think that's what happened is, so they tried it, and then Melo had to ISO because the shot clock was running out, which is fine.
That's what our possessions look like anyway.
Yeah, so, just at least try something like that. But, how come we never try that with I know Ant's not playing the last couple games, but it's not like we've tried anything like that with Ant. Mm-hmm. Where's that action with Dary Jones Jr. other than him just spontaneously cutting? There's no designed place to get them near the rim. And you want that guy near the rim because not only can he finish, but, he last year and previous years, he's actually, for his position, a really good offensive rebounder as well. And we haven't really seen that other than the dunk follow tonight, but he doesn't spend a lot of time around the rim enough to get offensive rebounds, which is one of his strengths. So we're kind of taking it away. Imagine him and Cantor both crashing the boards better and us gobbling up every offensive rebound pretty much. But yeah, it's I just think we need to find a way to not do, and to your point about how you don't think it's Dary Jones Jr. I mean, we've seen every wing that's coming here in his position basically be put in those same places and not ever cut. So it's obvious that it's designed that way. So yeah, we had a few plays for Jake Layman when he obviously was really good at catching those lobs, but where's all those plays now? Why aren't we seeing any of those plays? It's not like he was shooting the 3-ball incredible that season or anything. I mean, he's an okay shooter, but those type of actions should be open for this team as well.
Yeah. I mean, when Nurkic comes back, we'll see, because Nurkic was an integral part of that Layman. Some of those designed actions where we were able to utilize Jake Layman's cutting ability and lob target ability. Gotta utilize Nurkic as a playmaker when he comes back. I understand maybe you don't want to put Cantor in that situation. I mean, still though, you got guys like Dame, CJ who can throw these passes, Melo who can make a pass to a cutting Dary Jones Jr. or a backdoor lob to Nasir Little. We've seen that. Melo had 5 and 6 assists his last 3 games before this one. So not having Nurkic and having Cantor instead isn't an excuse for that, but I'm hoping just once we get Nurkic back, we finally start to be more creative, because if Dame's drawing that much attention, you got a lot of space for the other guys to work with, and you got some athletes, and you got a good passing setter. Make use of it.
Mm-hmm. And let me just address one thing that I addressed and thought I took care of last game. So Tori and I look at basketball from how do we improve? How do we get better? What do we do to build upon...
We got to say this again.
The wins of our games. So if you think that's complaining or being overly critical, I mean, this show is not for you. This is what we do. We break it down. We say what we like. We spent the first 20 minutes talking about a lot of good things that we saw in defense, and now we're talking about a lot of bad things that we saw in offense. So I don't care if you don't like that. This is how we want to present our show. We want to break it down. We're not trying to be negative or anything like that. We're just trying to talk about what we think the Blazers need to do, what you guys should be looking at from here on out to see if we're improving enough to become a contender or to do well in the playoffs compared to years past. And if you don't like that, I mean, I'm sorry, that's just how we're going to be. So, don't come in our chat and keep complaining about it when this is, I mean, this is how we talk. And, we're not trying to be like, oh, this team sucks, blah, 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 screw everyone.
Is it the same person?
That's not how we're being. No, it's someone different.
I mean, there's always going to be somebody like that. Like, the offense wasn't good today. The defense was good. We said good things about the defense. We were happy with the defense. The offense was bad. We weren't happy with the offense. We talked the good about the defense and the bad with the offense. We tell it like it is. If you don't like it, too bad. I mean, it's not the place for you. We just tell it like it is. We're not we're not here after a game to say, here's Capri Suns for everybody, and everybody gets a chip bag. That's not what we're here for. We're just looking at ways this team can improve on the things they struggled with, and we point out the good things as well. It's so if you just want a bunch of nice things and no constructive criticism at all, that's fine. Go turn on the channel to channel 37. There's your go-to.
Thank you, Block Boy. That's perfect. Instead of complaining about us being negative, how about you tell us why you don't think what we're saying should be said by us? Why you feel we shouldn't be focused on a certain area that we struggled in this game? So maybe okay.
Yeah.
And we don't have to. We're not saying to leave if you don't agree with us. We're saying leave if you're just going to complain about what we're talking about, and you obviously were doing that. So
I mean, I don't even want to give too much focus, where somebody can just come in the stream and say, you guys are being negative, and then they get like 3 minutes talked about because of them. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, it is frustrating that people come in here and say that, but
I'll bring up something positive from Gordon. For what it's worth, our defensive rating post All-Star game is now up to 27th. And
yay, improvement.
5 games now.
Wow, this team is ready to contend. I'm so excited. We're going to shut down the Lakers. Go Blazers. Yes, is that good? Did I do my best sugarcoating impression? Hopefully I did. Somebody asked, okay, just change the speed. Somebody asked if we're doing any March Madness content. I mean, do you guys want us to do March Madness? I mean, this is a Blazer channel, so I just thought it was weird. I put my picks up here, which even I thought that was a little weird. Nowhere else to post. I mean, why not? But on Blazers Uprise Live, do you want us to cover March Madness? Will that get you guys tuning in over there? I mean, if you guys really want it, then I don't know. I'm down, I guess, if Eric's down. If you guys really want it. It's up to you guys, though. Just let me know yes or no in the chat.
They're gonna say yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down too. I love the tournament. I love March Madness. We haven't. When did we start? When was our first stream? Like summer of 2019.
It was the draft.
Yes,
2019. Yeah.
So this is the first time there's been March Madness since we've started this channel. If you think about that, that's actually kind of crazy. So I don't know. Yeah. Shaggy Squid says, "What is March Madness?" I mean, he's in Australia, so maybe he doesn't know. It's college basketball 68 team tournament to end the season. Yeah. So everybody's saying yes. There'll probably be a Blazers Uprise Live thing though. But yes, I am fully bought in as a Gonzaga fan. I'm fully bought into this year's tournament.
Unless I get upset, then you're not going to want to do a show.
Bro, I won't. Yeah, you're going to have to do solo streams for a week if they lose, man. I'll be too depressed. Because I don't know what it feels like to win a championship with any of my teams, guys. I have no idea what that feels like. I almost got an inkling of that feeling when the Niners almost beat the Chiefs a couple years ago. I'm a Niners fan, by the way. So is Eric. So watch our viewer count dip by like 20 from a bunch of Seahawks fans leaving. But yeah, we almost beat the Chiefs and then choked. Okay, Gonzaga was like 2 minutes away against North Carolina, 3 years ago, the Zach Collins year when he was playing at Gonzaga, choked in the final minute. So I've gotten so close, but I've never seen any of my favorite teams at anything win a championship. I was too young for the Niners when they won. The Blazers, obviously, I wasn't born. Actually, I don't know if I was born for any of the Niners ones either.
That was 94 was the last one.
Yeah, so Mariners are just a train wreck, and I don't really watch baseball. Yeah, like, I don't know. So I need Gonzaga to win just so I can get that monkey off my back. So go Zags. It's okay if you hate the 49ers. This isn't an NFL fan. I'm not here to beef with Seahawks fans. It's okay if you like the Seahawks. Me and Eric are Niners fans, though. There's a bunch of people that look at us differently now, Eric. That's tragic. Anyway, yeah, so... Yeah, we can, like, Monday, we can recap some things, and there will be some games going on there. Monday, Blazers Uprise Live. If you want to subscribe to that link in the description below, we'll do some March Madness stuff for you guys. But we also have the trade deadline coming up, the trade deadline is the 25th, right?
Yeah, next Thursday.
When is the, like, time of the deadline?
It's usually, like, noon or 1, our time.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll be live with the trade deadline stream that morning. I don't know when we plan on going live. We got to sort that out. It's crazy. It's only a week till the trade deadline. But we'll be live over here on the main channel on next Thursday with the trade deadline stream. And then we'll probably have a Blazers Uprise live later that day. Do we have a game that day too?
Yeah.
So is that a 3-stream game or a 3-stream day?
I mean, we could probably just make Blazers Uprise Live into that big stream, I guess, but yeah, technically.
Yeah, I guess we could do that. I don't know, we'll figure it out, but be ready next Thursday for the trade deadline stream. Let's get back to this game. What else do you want to cover, like team-wide topics of conversation?
Let's get to the players.
I'm not ready with the graphics. I'm very close.
We
rebounded a lot better today. Canner did a lot better job on the boards, controlling Adams. Zion still had a good game against us, 26 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. But Ingram didn't do the damage he did in game 1. Overall, not many impressive stat lines for I'm blanking, for the Pelicans. Let me make a Gary Trent Jr. graphic, and then I'll be done. Just got to put up his 2 for 11 up there, you know what I mean?
1 for 11?
1 for 11. 2 for 11. Yeah, I'm giving him too much with that. Just wish I had, maybe there's somebody out there that wants to do these, take 10 minutes to do these, because they honestly only take 10 minutes, but I'm like streaming and talking and listening to Eric. That's why they take me so long, because I'm like multitasking doing them. I'm over here leaning over, looking at my phone, all that. But hey, shout out to Trent though. He got 3 rebounds today. Is that a career high for him?
No, remember he had that
I know, I'm joking.
he had one game that was like 24, 5 and 5 or something like that, and everyone was like, whoa.
24. Yeah, I filled up the stat sheet, man. But he's been playing a little harder lately, it feels like. I don't know if that's just me, but it seems like he's playing a little harder. Do you get that feeling?
Yeah. Just real quick, Zach had a dono a while back, $2. It said F in the chat for DJ's nuts.
Yes, F in the chat. At least he already had kids, because that dude is ruined for life after tonight. That's right. Bro, why do we have so many guys that get, nicked up during games? Not only do we get guys, legitimately hurt a lot, we get Rocco getting hit in the face all the time. Dame, it seems like every other game, gets, knee to knee or knee to thigh or something like that. You got Dary Jones Jr. tonight literally taking, 4 shots to the, to the area you don't want shots taken at. I mean, most of you, I'm sure there's a couple weirdos in chat. But yeah, I don't know. We don't have good luck when it comes to injuries. And what do you call those? Taking blows. We take a lot of blows, so to say.
Yes,
I don't know. I don't know how to say it, man. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Anyway, I got the player graphics ready if you're ready for that.
All
right. You got I gotta upload it first. Hold up. Oh my goodness. Let's see how fast I can do this, chat.
Blockboy says Roka's mask has to have a sign on it that says "hit here."
I know. Oh my goodness,
that dude
man.
always.
I wonder how many masks he's gone through, considering he keeps.
He took a shot from Zion in the first half too.
That's the guy you don't want to take a shot on. Shoot, where did I save this? Why am I blinking? Okay. All right, yeah, dude, I am off with like my file organization lately.
We don't even have Nurk back to yeah.
Just wait till he gets back, man.
Remember he had a streak of like 100 games in a row where he got hit in the face too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean like Roko's taking his spot. That's what's funny.
Mm-hmm.
And also tragic is Roko is now the guy to take the hits. Look at Dame's stat line. We'll go into the players. 36 points, 6 rebounds, 12 for 22 from the field, 6 for 15 from 3. Hit some tough threes early on. Had a great first half. Was pretty quiet during the second half. No assists, 7 turnovers. You don't love to see that, but overall, high-scoring game. I want to see if he can catch Bradley Beal for the scoring lead, because he's in second in terms of points per game. Bradley Beal's averaging around 32. Dame's averaging around 30.5. This game will help him a little bit. I don't know how much Beal scored tonight, but I assume he had a pretty 43. Good. Yeah, I was gonna say I assume he had a pretty good game considering they beat the Jazz. So we'll do around the NBA scores, because there were some interesting results tonight, Eric. Interesting results. Picks against the spread was not the kindest.
I sent you the records.
Yeah. Did I go 2 and... Did I go 3 and 4?
You went 3 and 4.
Okay,
yeah.
3 and 4 is okay. Especially considering nobody did better than 4 and 3, and you did 2 and 5, so I gained a game on you. Cool. Dame, I want to see him catch Bradley Beal, because it'd be cool to have a scoring title in Portland.
Yep, that would be awesome. It's more just a cool thing than... But obviously, if Dame's scoring enough to overtake Beal, he's putting up massive performances, so that's always fun to watch as well.
Yep. Next guy we got Enes Kanter, his number 2, 16 points, 13 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 assist, 4 for 5 from the field, 16 points on 5 shots. Pretty efficient, more than triple the shot attempts. So... He went 8 for 10 from the free throw line, got to the free throw line quite a bit, rebounded much better today. I feel like there's multiple team offensive rebounds or offensive rebounds other players got because of Kanter, and Kanter got 6 registered to him. His impact on the offensive boards was maybe even higher than that. In a game where we were struggling to hit shots, he had a huge impact on at least getting us to 100 points with his offensive rebounding. Also had 2 steals, impressive. Played good defense, hedged well. Overall, very, very quiet. I don't know if you would say quiet. Some people might say quietly good game. Probably a very good game.
I don't think it was too quiet in the first half. I thought it was pretty outwardly good. The second half, he was a little less effective than he was in the first half. But, the Pelicans are one of the best defensive rebounding teams. So the fact that he was able to make up for last game by getting a lot more offensive rebounds, I thought was one of the keys to the game. He had some nice finishes in traffic as well. Even tried to throw down a footback dunk. He was getting to the line tonight, which is good. I thought Kanter actually on both ends, this might have been one of his better games of the season.
Yep. Overall, it's nice to see that he's actually capable of playing up on a screen. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. Anything else you want to say on Kanter? You want to move on to...
No, we're going to move on.
We got Melo next. You got 15 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds for Melo, but he had a decently efficient night. 6 for 12 from the field, 2 for 3 from the three-point line. He was 4 for 9 inside the arc. Nice to see him hit the 3 ball like that. Would have liked to see us utilize some of his passing ability. I want to see him average 4 assists a game. Shoot, if that's going to prolong his career if he buys into being more of a facilitator, and he make passes, man. I mean, we saw it the last 3 games before this. Overall, he's been playing very, very solid lately. Couple of possessions defensively that I could probably nitpick, but I won't. Save some sanity.
Every player has.
But
as I was had a little back and forth with Block Boy because he was pointing out all the little ones, and I was teasing him about Melo then. But it's a pretty common thing. Like you can nitpick like every player in our team that has bad defensive possessions, obviously, with how bad our defense is usually.
But going into this game, his true shooting percentage for the month of March, 62%. 49% from the field, 39% from 3, 92% from the free throw line. So in March, he's been extremely efficient. He's also averaging almost 4 assists per game in the month of March, averaging almost 19 a game. It's 18.7 points per game, 3.7 assists per game. That's 6th man of the year caliber stats there in the month of March. So I like the way he's been playing. He's been very, very effective. He had a rough start to the season in December and January, but his 2-point shooting, his shooting inside the arc has picked up. He's been able to get to the free throw line more lately. He's averaging about, do some quick math, like a little bit more than 3.5 free throw attempts per game during the month of March. In January and February is about 2 attempts per game, so he's getting to the free throw line a little bit more and cashing in those free throws. Overall, I think I've seen, I think you could say there's been improvement in pretty much every area of his game from like December, January to now. And I don't really have any complaints, believe it or not. I like the way Melo's been playing lately.
I thought tonight we went back to kind of forcing it in the post without much action, whereas the last handful of games where he's been successful is like running some sorts of plays and look like not just straight ISO post-ups, like trying to actually involve him more up top and things like that. So, but I thought, he got relatively good shots. He spun into the middle of the paint, and even though they were kind of contested, he was shooting like 10-footers instead of like fadeaway 15-footers. So I always like when he's more aggressive and tries to get better shots rather than just settling for turnaround shots with a guy in his face. So yeah, I think I just like the way he's playing right now, and for all his, he does mess up on defense sometimes, but there is a decided difference in his effort level on that end, I feel like, and his awareness for the most part, compared to earlier in the season as well. And as several people in chat pointed out, he had 15 of our 20 bench points tonight. So only 5 other bench points tonight is not good considering how deep our bench should be. But it's nice to see that Melo's staying consistent these last couple months.
Yep, agreed on that one. Next guy we got Rocco, who continues to play well, continues to play efficient basketball, continues to play good defense, rebounding the ball well today with his 10 boards. Robert Covington's another guy who I've just really enjoyed lately. His ability to occasionally get to the rim off the drive and then finish has been very nice to see, considering how much he struggled to start the season to finish inside. He was really struggling to finish. But another guy that I'll bring up the month of March for. In the month of March going into this game, just because these stats aren't updated, during the month of March going into this game, he's shooting 51% from the field and 49% from 3. True shooting percentage of 68%, averaging 13 points per game, 7 rebounds, 2 assists during the month of March. He's also averaging about 2 steals per game and 2 blocks per game. This is the Rocco we traded for, and it took us a while to see it, but now we see it. He's been just phenomenal lately. He just nice to see him play efficient basketball and score kind of how he did during his previous stops. Like I said, he was slumped in the start of the season. He might have another one of those slumps at some point this season. Hopefully not, but it might happen. He's like kind of like hot or cold month to month. But when he's shooting the ball well, he is just the perfect complementary piece for Dame, CJ, and Nurkic once he's healthy. So I love the trade. Still love the trade. Some people kind of soured on it to start the season. I did not. I expect him to get back to what he's doing right now, and I was right.
Yeah, I'm excited to see when Nurk comes back how that dynamic works on defense. Hopefully, then people have the Cantor excuse out of the way, maybe, and then we can fully see what Covington is capable of on that end. But he's been really solid. He's actually shooting some pretty deep threes lately. He's getting a little too Lillard-esque there, so maybe he should step in a little bit. But he's hitting a good percentage on lately. So it's I wasn't really sure about his range, but as WN points out in chat, he's shooting a decent amount of his shots from deeper than just the 3-point line as well.
Yeah, he has a little bit of range. So overall, enjoyed his play lately. Next guy we got CJ, who struggled to shoot the ball today. I mean, I don't even really want to talk about CJ. Like, he just needs time to get back into rhythm. Right now he's missing shots and doesn't have a good feel for the game yet, but that's to be expected when you sit out 2 months.
I don't get because I saw a bunch of more today of trade CJ, let Trent start or whatever. Like, they both weren't playing well. But
just got I just got a headache from you mentioning that type of stuff.
I mean, if you were expecting him to come in after not being able to run for several weeks and just pick up right where he left off, this is something where he's going to have to get back into game shape. And unlike Hood at this point, like, CJ will be fine. He just needs to get minutes. So that's why you don't bench him necessarily in a bad shooting game. I mean, they probably should have done a little bit more to get him easier shots or to maybe get some catch and shoot shots versus having to do everything off the dribble and trying to shoot really tough shots, especially with trying to go over Zion and things like that. But yeah, overall, we just need him to get minutes on the floor, and within a week or so, we'll be forgetting all about this.
Hopefully. Knock on wood. but I agree with the sentiment. He'll be fine. You just got to be patient with him as he gets...
I'm telling you.
Okay. All right. Well, in a week from now, man, if he's still shooting like this, I'm going to be like, Eric, you told me he was going to shoot better than this. So, we'll have to wait and see on that. We'll have to wait and see if Eric is right. I honestly, I don't disagree with you. But, I can only speculate as to how long he'll need to get his rhythm back, So next player we got Dary Jones Jr. Filled up the stat sheet, 4 blocks, 2 steals. Did not shoot the ball well, but still had a positive impact on this game due to his defense and due to the fact that our defense was really what won us this game. It's not like anybody else was shooting all that well, other than Dame. So overall, solid game from Dary Jones Jr. Love that play where he cut back door. Guys help up onto Dame driving all the time. Guys will help up onto Nurkic if, they trap the pick and roll and Dame is able to get the ball out to a rolling Nurkic. Dary Jones Jr. just has to make that cut consistently. He, that was a weird play, kind of the way he caught it, but he stuck with it, finished. This is another guy that I've really enjoyed lately. Another forward that's played really well lately. He's been much more efficient than he was tonight as of late. I will, again, just because I did this with Rocco and Melo, I will bring up his March splits. During the month of March, going into tonight's game, he was shooting 52% from the field and 50% from 3. During the month of February, he shot 57% from the field and 39% from 3. During February, he had a true shooting percentage of 66. This month, going into tonight's game, true shooting percentage is 69%. This is the play we've needed out forwards for years, right? It's nice to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
But screw Olshey because he can't, put together a better roster, man.
We have no one other than Dame, and it's because of 2016, right?
Oh, my God. I just look at these forwards, and it's like, man, and we're not even utilizing him right offensively. Yeah. We're not even utilizing him right, and he's playing great. And the thing is, it's like, in the month of February, he plays 27 minutes a game to get almost 10 points per game. That's pretty good in 27 minutes. If he's playing, Dame's minutes, he's probably getting you 13, 14 points per game. And that's not what you expect out of Dary Jones Jr., right? But he's getting you that. During the month of March, he's only been playing 22 minutes a game, getting you 7 points per game. It's not like he's, playing 33 minutes and getting you 5, 6 points to do this. He's playing like 22, getting you 7 so far this month. So, yeah, I mean, it's... I've been impressed with him so far this year. I think his pickup was everything that the people that were really hot at it from the beginning. It was everything that they were expecting. I don't see how anybody can sit here hating on Olshey when they loved him picking up Rocco and Dary Jones Jr. and you see the way these guys are playing. I don't understand how like our complementary personnel is not good right now. You look at what Melo, Dary Jones Jr. and Rocco is doing lately. It's very, very impressive. I mean, I don't know. It just comes down to the defensive end. You look at things offensively, and everybody's numbers look great lately. It just comes down to being able to. If we're an average defense, we're a top 6 team, 7 team in this league, given how good our offense has been, despite the fact that we don't run much. So we'd like to see him utilized a little better, but overall he's been playing great.
One of the reasons why he's been something we need on defense. He's one of the few players that can make a mistake on defense, but is so athletic he can still catch up and block a shot or contest a 3 when he falls asleep, that kind of stuff. So that's something that, like we talked about, it's just effort plays and stuff like that. So if not everyone can do that, but everyone can at least try to do that. And I haven't felt like the players other than Dary Jones Jr. have really given a lot of effort to recover when they to make up for a mistake they make on defense and stuff like that. So the fact that we have this guy making mistakes, I still want it to translate into better defense like this more consistently. Obviously, we're not going to hold most teams to under 100 points, but like just better, more consistent defense and effort from the rest of the team. Like, take Dary Jones Jr. as your lead example for that.
Yep, agreed. Next guy we got up, we are firing through these. You got Nas, who I want to talk about Nas because he's been playing more minutes than Rodney Hood, which is the right decision. He played 16 minutes tonight. Was 0 for 2 from 3, but let's talk about his 3-point misses first. They're all so close.
Yeah, I will say, so he looked like he was kind of regressing in his shot a little bit. Tonight, I felt like his form was really good on both of them. It's a shame for his confidence that neither one went in, but I felt like he got his stroke back tonight and was looking better on his shot.
Yeah, his shot will be fine. The thing is like, he impacts the game in so many ways. Defensively, his hustle kind of sets the tone for the hustle we need. He rebounds the ball really well, 6 rebounds in 16 minutes tonight. And then he had a number of nice passes, like nice decisions in transition. Didn't get rewarded with an assist because some guys missed shots, but like impressive plays where he drove down into the heart of the Pelicans' transition defense, drew multiple defenders, and kicked it out to an open shooter. If only Gary Trent Jr. could step up and make some shots. But overall, just like scoring the ball, if he can be a scorer, like that'll be like him scratching the surface of his true potential. But I like the fact that he can give you something seemingly in every other area of the game.
Yeah, so in the first half, he had an offensive rebound. He kicks it out, and Dame gets an open 3, one of Dame's few like uncontested shots. So that was his one assist tonight. And then a little bit later in the first half, he had a ball where the Pelicans had really good positioning on rebound, but he kind of tipped it back, and it led to a CJ 3-pointer. And that's 6 points right there in the first half, based on his hustling. And like you said, he can handle the ball and drive and kick out. He's done that several times this year. I think we need to start maybe letting him free a little bit, like giving him a little bit more responsibility and just seeing what he can handle with that.
Yep, agreed. Last guy we got to talk about is Gary Trent Jr., who struggled to shoot the ball today. Had some nice defensive moments. It's nice to. I think he's been better defensively lately than he was earlier on this season, but he's been in a shooting slump at the same time, and it's a shame to see. If he shoots decently today, we win by 20. It's a shame that he missed so many decent looks. It wasn't like he was shooting contested shots. He got pretty good looks throughout this game. Just couldn't get really anything to fall.
Yeah, it's frustrating too because a lot of them were wide open. I don't like we had a play in the fourth quarter where we're ISOing him against Bledsoe after he's like 1 for 10 from the field. That kind of stuff doesn't make sense to me. But I mean, if he just hits a couple of those threes, it looks a lot different, and we maybe win in a blowout. But yeah, it's frustrating because I'm not noticing anything like wrong with the shot. Like, it doesn't seem like he's rushing them, or I mean, he has taken some bad long 2-point shots, but as far as his 3-point shot goes, I don't really see like a reason why he's missing. It's kind of the opposite of what Nas, like, I noticed he was shooting the ball funny again. But yeah, other than that, it's just I don't know. He's just got to start making some. Like, I don't know. Is he feeling the pressure or what of CJ coming back? Something's going on with him. I just hope he figures out what it is.
Yep. Agreed. So that is the players from today. Let's look at the scores from the league. You only have 5 other games in this one, so it should be a pretty short segment. But it's quite an interesting scoreboard. Let me set this to automatic. There we go. All right, so in terms of the scores around the league, you had... Let me make sure this doesn't play. The Wizards beat the Jazz, 131 to 120. They were up 18 points headed into the fourth. The Jazz had a 40-point fourth quarter, but the Wizards score 30 points in every quarter against was one of the best defenses in the league. Russell Westbrook had 35 points, 15 rebounds, 13 assists. So he has another triple-double, had a very good game for them. Shot 40% from 3, over 50% from the field. That pickup is finally starting to pay dividends here and there. They're still 15-25, but I wouldn't be shocked to see them as maybe an 8 seed in the Eastern Conference playoffs, or at least in a play-in, and they definitely have the ability to play their way in. Bradley Beal had 43 for the Wizards as well. Donovan Mitchell had 42 points. Joe Ingles had 34 points, but offensively, that wasn't the issue with the Jazz. They lose to the Wizards. So we gain a game on the Jazz. We're now only 5 back, which, being 5 back at first at this point in the season, it's pretty nice. But got a lot of teams in between us.
Still play them a couple times too.
Yeah, so I mean, we got an opportunity to maybe pass them if we can win those final 2 games. That would basically put us 3 back with the tiebreaker. I mean, it's not out of the picture that we could pass the Jazz. They have a very easy second half schedule, but this Wizards team was an easy game, right? And they lost. They actually pretty much got blown out. So other than that, the Hawks beat the Thunder 116-93. 4 double downs were on this game. 2 for the Thunder and 2 for the Hawks. Mine was for the Hawks. That pays off well for me. Saves my picks against the spread day. Trae Young had 23 points, 9 assists. Ty Jerome had 18 points for the Thunder. I forgot he was even on their team. SGA had 19 points. Moses Brown had a quiet game after his monster outing he had last time out. I like seeing Moses Brown do good. Just kind of silly we don't have him on a 2-way.
Yeah.
Magic lose to the Knicks by 1. The Knicks move back to 500 at 21-21. You had Julius Randle with an 18 point, 17 assist, 10 rebound triple-double. He racks up another triple-double. Been putting up monster stats all season long. I mean, 17 assists for Julius Randle, Eric. 17 assists.
Crazy.
Didn't think he was capable of quite what he's done this year. So he's definitely a candidate for most improved player. Reggie Bullock had 20 off their bench.
I don't think they had a single point guard active for this game.
Julius Randle was their point guard.
Yeah.
The Timberwolves.
I
Okay.
guess they had Frank.
Yeah. I'm
I'm
interested.
much of a.
Frank, yeah, he's. Did he even play? I don't even know if he played.
Yeah, I think he started.
Oh, yeah, he did start. He had a decent game. He had 13 points. He was 4 for 9.
I'm just saying he's not much of a distributor.
Yeah, he had 1 assist to Julius Randle. Julius Randle had 17 times more assists than their point guard. So, the Suns lost to the Timberwolves, Eric. The Timberwolves, I guess. I mean, okay.
Don't say that.
Don't say what?
I just having to read all the comments like, "Oh, see, the Timberwolves loss isn't bad. They lost to the Suns."
I mean, the Timberwolves loss is still bad. The Suns losing to the Timberwolves is a bad loss. Us losing to the Timberwolves was a bad loss. Okay, I'm just gonna say, Chris Finch might have been a good hire. I don't know. I mean, he has that team playing. He has that team winning games.
Hey, look. Him and Nate McMillan mid-season. I thought that wasn't possible. If you
I thought your
coach,
teams automatically got worse.
You're tanking, yeah.
Oh, would you look at that? The Timberwolves and Hawks are playing really well right now with new head coaching acquisitions. I don't know, man. I don't know. This Timberwolves box score is kind of crazy. Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns. I just realized they're both Anthony's, basically. Anthony and Karl Anthony had 42 and 41 apiece, so they combined for 40-point outings. Hernan Gomez had 14 off the bench. Naz Reid had 10. Otherwise, nobody had more than 6, so it was pretty much just the Anthony show. They just need, like, DeAnthony Melton, too, and I don't know, think of any other Anthonys that they could add. But they beat the Suns. I know some of our mods were in the Valley Podcast chat. You guys are supposed to be our mods, but I don't even blame you because I want to hear their reaction to losing to the Timberwolves, considering they were entertained by ours when we lost to the Timberwolves. See how they react to losing to the Timberwolves. I bet you it's in a similar way. For them, it's who can we trade for? For us, it's get rid of Stotts. Different styles of thinking. But I mean, give the Timberwolves credit. They pull off the win. The Suns struggled to defend them. Devin Booker had 35. Chris Paul had 17, 7 and 5. DeAndre Ayton had 14 and 7. All those guys shot 50% or better from the field. Mikal Bridges also shot he shot 60% from the field with 6 for 10, 17 points, 8 assists. Their leading scorer off the bench was Langston Galloway, who hadn't been playing much, but he got some run today, and he was 4 for 6. They shot 53% from the field, 42% from 3, the Suns did, but they still end up losing to the Timberwolves. The Suns had 22 turnovers, which really hurt them compared to the Timberwolves' 12. They end up losing. So we end up getting a game on the Jazz and the Suns today, which is nice to say.
Yeah, for sure.
The last game was the Lakers against the Hornets. The Lakers win 116 to 105. Wasn't the spread on that game 10.5?
No, it was 7.
It was 7? Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought we barely squeaked that one out. LeBron had 37 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. LaMelo Ball had 26 points, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. LaMelo's been just efficient, which is just crazy. I did not expect him to be any sort of efficient this year. He shot 10 for 18 from the field, 2 for 5 from 3, so an efficient night for him. But the Hornets can't pick up the win. Gordon Hayward, very quiet today. Had 10 assists, 9 rebounds, but only 7 points. I guess not that quiet, but overall, the Hornets are a hard team to figure out. I still feel like I don't have a good feeling for how good they are. They're sitting at 20-20 now. The Lakers are at 28-13. Wish we could have gained a game on the Lakers. That would have been pretty cool to gain a game on the Suns, the Jazz, and the Lakers. But I'll take the Suns losing to the Timberwolves and the Jazz losing to the Wizards. That's something I didn't expect headed into today.
Yeah, for sure. And Allison asks, what defines the tiebreaker? I'm assuming she means like seeding standings, not just like overall standings. But so head to head is the first thing, but then it goes to conference record, I think, is the second tiebreaker.
Okay. Yeah.
But if it's for the division, I think it's
both teams are in the same
record.
division. It's division, yeah. And then if they're in the
And
same
then it
conference,
goes to
it's
conference record. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something. If like three teams are tied, it's like head to head amongst each other, and then like if two are still tied but better than the third, then it comes down to a 2-way tiebreaker between them. It's a little confusing,
Hmm.
but definitely starts with head to head, and then goes division or conference, depending on which two teams it is. The Blazers are 5 games back. They're still in sixth right now, but they're tied for fifth with Denver. Denver, of course, beat us, so they have the tiebreaker. We are only 1 game behind the Clippers.
Hmm.
1 game behind the Clippers. We are currently 2.5 games behind the Suns for third. We are 3.5 games behind the Lakers for second, and 5 games behind the Jazz for first. So, not that far back. Standings are pretty bunched up, to say the least. We are only 3.5 ahead of Golden State for ninth. We are a game and a half ahead of San Antonio for seventh. We are 2.5 games ahead of Dallas. We got Dallas coming up. Back to back tomorrow. We play them tomorrow. Got to win one of these 2 games. If we can win one of these 2 games, we'll be fine. Schedule does toughen up. We then have Brooklyn, which will be a tough game. I would love to win both these games against the Mavericks, but I'm not expecting that. It's, the Blazers sitting at 24-16, 8 games above 500. I mean, it's just wait till Nurkic gets back, I guess. If they can play defense like they did tonight, I think they have a chance to sweep the Mavericks. We got to see the defense we saw tonight consistently throughout the rest of the season. If they play league average defense or better, they got a chance of being a top 2 or 3 seed, in my opinion. They have a chance, Not saying it's likely at all, but they have a chance. If they play defense like how they played, all season long before this, I don't think they got a chance at a top 2 or 3 seed, given how hard their schedule is. So that's what it's going to come down to. It's looking standings wise, I would almost rather be a 4 seed than a 3 seed. If the Lakers are 2 and the Jazz are 1, I'd rather face the Jazz in the second round than the Lakers. So it might come back. It might come down to we don't even want to be a top 2 or 3 seed. We want to be a 4 seed. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see how it shakes out. But there really hasn't been much separation in the standings. I mean, the Clippers are only 3.5 games ahead of the Mavericks for 8th, so the Clippers have been struggling lately. We'll see if they can pick it up, but defensively is they're not giving up many points per game, but I've seen a lot of people complain about their defense lately. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how things shake out.
And this is why, like, when we lose 4 games in a row, even though our overall record is great considering we're missing 2 out of our 3 best players or whatever, like, if we would have taken care of business against some of those teams, we'd be right in the thick of talking about getting Dame and CJ and Nurk back right now, and also having a chance at potential number 1, number 2, number 3 seeds.
Yeah, I mean, just think about this, man. If we don't blow a 20-point lead to the Bulls and we don't lose to the freaking Timberwolves, we're sitting at 26-14 right now. We would be half a game behind the Suns for third and 1.5 games behind the Lakers for second. That's why those losses suck so much. Every team has them, but there's been quite a few games where I'm just scratching my head. We lost to the Rockets earlier this season. The Rockets that are currently did they win with Christian Wood back?
No, they lost again.
They've lost 18 in a row. It's not a good team whatsoever. We've lost to the Rockets. We've lost to, let's see here. I mean, San Antonio at home. We were without CJ and Nurkic for that, so that's understandable. But we lost to OKC at home. Pretty bad loss there. We lost to the Knicks on the road. I mean, the Knicks are solid. We lost to the Wizards at home. I mean, there's just a lot of games that I feel like we've lost against inferior teams. That wasn't necessarily them outplaying us. It was us kind of shooting ourselves in the foot with our style of play. I honestly think this team, if they were playing average defense, which I think they're definitely capable of, and if they're, maybe moving the ball a little bit better, this team could easily be 28-12 right now, which would put them 1 game behind Utah for first. Still close, still in it. But we'll have to improve on some things in order to tread water because our schedule gets much tougher.
Yep, absolutely.
Anyway,
If you guys have any questions in
yeah,
chat,
we normally aren't done with the segment until like 2 hours in, so it's already
yeah.
20 minutes. Maybe we shorten the stream times a little bit. I don't know.
What One thing about Dallas, though, they have been playing really well lately. Beat the Clippers
Yes.
last night, so it's going to take us playing better than we have the last two games to beat them. I think, especially since we're coming off a back-to-back, so I don't want. Hopefully, we don't see that excuse tomorrow night as well.
Dallas has won 7 out of their last 10 games. Their first half schedule was much harder than their second half schedule. They're a team to watch out for that race for the top 4 too, I think, if they continue playing like how they have been lately, and considering how easy their schedule is. It's so these 2 games are huge. We got to at least split them. If we lose both these games, we're only a half game ahead of the Mavericks, with a much harder schedule, and we wouldn't be in position for the tiebreaker. So split both these games, we're still 2.5 ahead of them, and we have the tiebreaker because we beat them earlier in the season, and the head-to-head would be 2-1. So gotta at least win one of these 2 games. At least. I would love to win both of these games. They win both of these games against the Mavericks, it's going to be hard for the Mavericks to pass them, because the Mavericks will have, I don't know if we play them again, but we'll have 3 wins against them, so they'll have no chance at the tiebreaker with us, and they would be 4.5 games behind us, Eric. We lose both, they're a half game behind us. We win 1 out of 2, they're 2.5 behind us. We win both, they're 4.5 behind us. Important games right here.
What do you think about those 2 big calls? The one where the nut shot was a flagrant. I don't know about that. It looked like he was just kind of sticking his hand out and just happened to be in the wrong place. I mean, I guess I don't have a problem with them calling it a flagrant, but if that would have went against us, I probably would have been kind of mad about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of hard to tell intent on those, though.
Yeah, that's a tough.
But since it wasn't a fist, though, like it's hard to know. And then I thought the reversal of the challenge on the CJ charge. I thought that was a bad call.
No.
But mainly because
CJ
dropped his arms, he wasn't straight up.
I'm not even sure his arms hit him, and if it did, it was very, very slight contact.
But I don't know, from the angle Zion was looking at, it seemed like there wasn't much contact from Zion. He kind of tried to go around the side of him, and it wasn't like a direct charge or anything. But
he still went through him, though. And CJ definitely beat him to the spot. So, like,
he was at the spot.
If it's a foul on CJ, it's not a blocking foul. Okay, it's him, contact on the arms going down. There's no way that's a blocking foul because he definitely beat him to the spot. Whether or not you want to say, the contact on the arms happened right before they're, Zion charged, I guess. But, like, in live action, that's pretty simultaneous. And normally you're going to get the guy who's going through the defender instead of the defender, like, flinching a little bit, coming down slightly and, brushing arm contact while the guy goes through him. You know what I mean? I thought the contact from Zion going through CJ was much more than CJ's arms hitting Zion's. So, I don't know if that weighs into the thing. It's kind of just a bang-bang play, but I wouldn't say it was a bad call per se. I would say, honestly, either way, it was justified in different ways. Bang, bang.
Well, the call on the court was a blocking foul.
Which was the one way that's a bad call is if it's a blocking foul, because it definitely wasn't that.
Let's see what else we got. I know it worked out for the Blazers, so I'm fine with it. I'm just saying I probably would have been mad if it was reversed on both of those.
I wouldn't have been mad if that was reversed on us.
Brad had a question. He says, what changes do you think we'll see in terms of style of play when Nurk comes back? Do you think our play will look more similar to the bubble or pre-Nurk injury?
I mean, our style of play in the bubble, we didn't utilize passing as much as we probably should have. I don't know.
We didn't this year either.
I mean, I just assume it's going to look like how it did at the start of this season, sadly. I think we got to utilize his playmaking ability more, but we shy away from that for whatever reason. Let me just take care of Isaac real quick. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see him get 4 or 5 assists per game, because that would mean we're utilizing him as a playmaker, and that would make Dame and CJ much harder to stop when they have it going, and that could utilize, I think Nurkic is the key to utilizing Dary Jones Jr. properly. We could easily utilize Dary Jones Jr. much better without Nurkic, but I'm hoping that with Nurkic they find ways to utilize Dary Jones Jr.'s athleticism and cutting ability, because we don't do a good enough job of utilizing that. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It's just hard to guess what this team's style of play will be, because it seems like they always revert back to very ISO heavy and bad defensively.
Yeah. Thoughts from Shaggy Squid? Yes. Thoughts on Giles not playing?
What's funny is everybody say, "Oh, we can't have good defense. What do you expect Stotts to do? He only has one player above 6'8", and then we get a second player above 6'8", and Stotts doesn't play him."
Yeah.
I thought it was the size. But here's the thing: I think Roko's fine at center in today's NBA. He's 6'7", but he has a 7'1" wingspan, very tall standing reach, and plays bigger than he is on the interior. So I think he's fine at the 5. I don't think our defense is bad because he's playing the 5 at all. So I just disagree with that notion. But it's funny how people blame it on our lack of size. Then we get another big man, and Stotts doesn't play him.
Yep. I mean, I didn't really have a problem in this game. A lot of the games where we're getting pounded on the boards and stuff like that, I don't understand maybe if we go small, but this game I guess it was fine and totally expected. I mean, we see Ant now not in the rotation. Hood's minutes are getting cut. There's no real room to play Giles, knowing that they want to go small at times too.
Yep. Agreed.
Destrom will have our normal trade deadline stream on Thursday.
Yes.
We'll be live most of that day, other than the game. So yeah. Yep.
Yes. And honestly, okay. Tomorrow's a 7 p.m. game. Actually, we're fine. I don't know how heavily I'm going to watch tomorrow night's game. I will watch it, but I will also have another screen or two on. Let me just say that, because it's March Madness. So, if you want to join my March Madness pool, last call basically, $20 buy-in.
Yep.
I will continue to plug it. $20 buy-in if you want to join my March Madness pool. Obviously, you gotta have your bracket in by tonight. If you haven't finished your bracket and you're in the pool, what are you doing? Finish your bracket. It starts in 10 hours, so you got 10 hours to finish your bracket. And also, if you're in the pool, make sure to pay the buy-in as well.
Watch Tori's video and make all the opposite picks.
Yes. The poll link is in the description of that video. It's also on this tweet. Do not base your picks based on what I did in that video. Or, if you straight up copy them and change one pick, might end up having to get removed. Obviously, you'd get your $20 back as well, but don't copy it. Make your own picks. That's why I waited to put that video up, by the way.
Oh, come on. They want to follow an expert.
Man, you should be in it, Eric. I'll pay your buy-in. I'll pay your buy-in.
Right.
I got you.
Okay.
I'll pay your buy-in if you're in it.
Okay.
Just a thank you to Eric. And his sacrifice, he wants to be on TV, right? That's his end goal, and it's been ruined by being here on Blazers Uprise with me and us just being so toxic. So I've ruined Eric's TV dreams, so that's the least I could do.
That is false.
Greg,
I'm more than happy just being here with you.
If that happens, Greg, I won't stream for a week. It'll be Eric, and that's it. Eric and I'll put Brandon Goldner on here with him. Actually, wait, so you're not going to be here for which streams coming up?
I'm going to miss Sunday night's postgame and Monday's Blazers Uprise Live, unfortunately.
Okay, yeah, so Sunday and Monday. So who should I bring on as maybe a guest, just fill in? Obviously, nobody can replace the great Eric Brandt, but who could I bring on to do that? Do you guys want a pro Stotts guy? You want a clash of opinions? Would that entertain you? Do you guys?
I know some people that want just a positive first.
Do you guys
It
want?
can't be Dan Murray. He has his own show after that.
Come on now. Beavis? No. No. Nope.
Oh, that's 4, 5, 6 votes for Beavis.
No. I want this channel to exist, okay? I want Blazers Uprise to exist, all right? Beavis would make sure this channel ceases to exist.
Portlandia.
I could maybe bring on Goldner. I could maybe see if... And then I could be like, why'd you block Shervins? And it'd probably be because Shervins is, like, being toxic or something. I don't know.
He went on a block. He baited people and then blocked them all.
I mean, yeah,
So-
I don't know. I don't get. He's respectful, and like you can you can have a conversation with him, like especially compared to like Dan Marang or something. You can have a respectful, like legitimate basketball conversation with him. I disagree with some of his opinions on things, but you can have a basketball conversation with him. So when it comes to him, like, supporting Stotts, I don't really give him crap for that. When it comes to, like, Dan Marang saying the stuff he does and how disrespectful he is to people, I give him crap for that. Like, Brandon, I respect Brandon, I respect Brandon. We just disagree on things. I used to beef with him. We squashed that. I respect him. So be nice to Brandon. He doesn't deserve the hate that some
Gordon
of
with
y'all
some
give
of the
him.
worst suggestions of all time.
Oh my goodness, Gordon, that is the yes. No,
Timmy
I'm not
Man,
even.
Evan.
Nope, I'm not even gonna speak on that, man.
How does he list 3 names and Peace and Love is the least worst of the 3?
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, Gordon did talk to our message Fentress before the press conference after the game
Yeah.
and said, can you ask how we were able to beat the same team twice in a row? And Fentress did respond back, LOL, given how impossible it is, question mark. So at least that was a rare good tweet from Fentress there.
Oh man. Yeah, I wish he asked that. But then, he'd get clowned for that. He'd get clowned too much, so I wouldn't blame him for not asking that. Get an Eric cardboard cutout. Is there an age limit to guesting? Yeah, 18 or older, just because of YouTube. But 503 is actually, maybe I'll see if 503 wants to hop on one of them. Yeah. Maybe 503. Just combine the Twitter with the YouTube, and yeah, no, I'll ask him. Y'all might need to give me some help. I don't know if I want him on for post-game stream or Blazers Uprise Live. We'll have to wait and see on that. But 503 would be a decent option. He could show his face instead of hiding behind that Twitter account of his. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But Eric is spring break, right? Family priorities. Good priorities, all right? Eric isn't going binge drinking at the coast, and it's nothing like that. It's a good old family man with good priorities, all right? So show the man your respect. I know you guys will miss him, right? Right, chat? Will you miss him? They'll miss you. The age limit is 42. You can't stream after that, so Eric is running out of time. Are you 42 yet?
Nope.
When's your birthday?
It's in June.
June? Okay, is it?
After yours.
Yeah. Because mine's May 30th, so we got a little bit more than 2 months. Nobody will remember that. If you remember that, you're a goat. And then Eric's is in June. I'm about to be 25. I don't want to be 25. That's like officially mid-20s, and that's scary. Chad Doing has his own post-game show. Also, he tweeted his number at me, and I forgot to save it, and then he blocked me, so... I actually know somebody I could maybe be the middleman there, but...
Well, he has his own post-game show,
I wouldn't want to bring Chad Doing on without you, because I feel like you would fill in the gaps that I don't... You know what I mean? Like, any gaps missing in, like, some of the points I want to make, you would fill them in. Mm-hmm. That's why I think we work well together. And I don't want to give Chad a chance at any sort of upper hand in any sort of argument. So.
Well, once again, him and Danny Moraine, they have shows after games too. So.
Yeah, but we got the Blazers Uprise live.
But if it's at 3 o'clock or 3:30, he has his own radio show from 3 to 6 or whatever it is. So.
Destrom, I blocked you? Really? I'm sure nobody... I didn't even realize that. I'm sure nobody did. This FCLRR is 27, so what is FCLRR? What does that stand for? Am I like too old to understand what that stands for? Or am I too young to understand what that stands for? I don't know. But after this, I'm gonna watch at least a little bit of the Valley. I want to see those guys rage, man. I'm looking forward to that. Shout out Spacey Sprockets $2 donor. What I missed? Terrence been fired. Nah, he actually coached a good defensive game tonight for once. Believe it or not, we'll see if he can figure things out offensively. If he coached defense like this consistently, I wouldn't really be complaining about his defense. And I think the defense would be a lot better. It would just be the offense because the offense was definitely not impressive today. Smog says, "Bring me on." I'll ask 5-3 and maybe see if Goldner wants to too. Me and Goldner have been talking about doing something. So.
I'll ask you this in private, so I don't.
Whoa.
Put you on the spot.
Yeah, don't put me on the spot. I don't like being put on spots. Stotts post game? Nah. I'm not feeling Stotts post game. I'm honestly just drawing this out so we hit like an hour and 40 minutes so it looks normal. I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm a little tired, man. I just don't have the same energy I normally do. And we got through this post game show too fast. And now I'm out of post game mode. So thank y'all for the people that want basketball analysis, they're gone right now. If you're still in here, you just want to hang out with us. And that means you're an OG, most likely, or, you're a real one, as they would say.
Yeah, so that's me being gone is the only casualty of all these games being in a condensed time. There was, no periods of, 2 nights off that I could get away and spend some family time. So
it's rough, but
yeah,
we'll survive. We'll be okay. No stress, no worry. We will. I
asked you a question on Discord if you want to. Look at it real quick.
Okay. Leo said, "How about Evan M?" No.
Dude, that would be so. Kevin Claver. Get wheels to come on.
I read your question. I'll give you an answer after the stream.
Yeah. I was just trying to think of rewarding.
Or I'll give you an answer right now if you...
Oh, yeah.
Chat's in meme mode.
You could have asked Lloyd Pierce, but...
Oh, I know, but freaking Javo, man. Here's your answer, Eric.
All right.
Chat's in meme mode, so honestly, I miss last year's post game shows. I don't know, because there was some streams where we barely talked. I mean, that sounds silly when you word it like that, but there were some really good moments on stream. Yeah. We've gotten very into the just basketball part, and I miss some of those old streams when we'd hang out with just hang out and chill and not even talk about basketball, honestly. But we're constantly over 100 subscribers, so we went Hollywood. It's just that fame, man. It's just what it does to you. It sucks the personality out of you. And now we just talk basketball and have no personality, right, guys?
Hey, you could have my mom on. Isaac says Damani. That might not be a bad idea. You could always reach out and see if he's interested.
See, Damani was on our first stream ever and hasn't been on a stream since then. So that would be bringing it back. I haven't talked to Damani in a while, and Damani's energy is great for streaming. Like he's like he would be a natural. You know what I mean? And he knows basketball as well. So, but he's just constantly busy. But honestly, I'll hit up Damani and see if he wants to do a stream. In like 503 as well.
Zach, that wasn't very nice. Come on, man. Show some respect.
Beavis's energy is great for streaming too. But Beavis doesn't have a filter.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Beavis doesn't have a filter. Also, Beavis isn't, like 503 has
He's too unprofessional, I think.
Yeah, 503 has a big Twitter platform, and Damani's been on a stream before and was like with us for our first stream, so that's a little different. Beavis is just Beavis. The only thing he's known for is being in love with Brooke Olsendam. That's the only thing he's known for. Has Beavis streamed before? No. I've told Beavis he should stream games on Twitch or something, because I feel like he'd be good at it.
He
like
would just
personality
make up stories
wise
to tell the whole time.
Yes. He's entertaining. But on my YouTube channel, there's certain terms, conditions you can't you can't say certain things, you can't do certain things, and yeah, Beavis, I'd be worried about that. Brian Scalabrini says Damani almost got ejected. What do you mean? Do you know what Brian Scalabrini's talking about at all? Eric?
No.
Neither do I.
He almost got ejected.
How would he's the ref though? So
I think he's talking
about
he's talking about
he's talking about the 3-on-3. Yeah, but that's playing basketball, I mean, you look at Eric, trying to beat up the ref or whatever that was. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't try and beat up the ref. But me, Eric, Damani are all super competitive. I'm like, don't cross Eric on a basketball court. He will step on you and have no remorse. All right.
It'd be funny, Tori. What if, we either won both games or lost both games, and you just changed the graphics, and we just played the same show? How long would it take for people to realize, you think? Because we played the same team Monday, or Friday and Sunday.
Well, for the second Maverick stream, people would know. The people that are in here constantly would know.
I know. I was just curious, how long it would take them.
Yeah, if we win both these games or lose both these games, expect a bootleg stream after game 2.
That would have been awesome if it was April 1st on Sunday.
Trevor says, just play Among Us with Eric and you'll know how competitive he is. Well, yes. Honestly, that's the case for pretty much anybody that plays that game.
Yeah. Well, except for Trevin, because he's a robot and doesn't talk. So
yeah, Blazers YouTube legend High Release is back. Yes, sure. Dude, I'm just, I don't know. I'm mentally tired at the moment. So sorry my energy is not peak stream level for you guys. Sorry if I'm too chill. Should have made this a drunk stream.
We got Dame Dalla in here to bring up the energy.
Is Dame Dalla in here?
Yeah.
Yo-Yo Mama commented on the last stream, and I asked him where he's been. I don't know if he responded. But that's a guy I miss. That's an OG I miss.
That's probably Dame Dollar, too.
Is it? I don't think it is.
I think that was a burner.
No, that wasn't Dame Dalla. No, that was Captain...
I know. I think those are both burners. But
I don't think they were. No, dude, that was a legend. I don't think that was Dame Dalla. That wasn't Dame Dalla. Because they were both in our mock-off season.
That's true.
That would have been some true commitment. Yeah. So, shout out if you're new to the community. Bonnie Lois said, Tori, did you ever get New Gal? You've mentioned it in a couple streams now. Have I? What have I mentioned, Eric? About a new gal?
She's picking up on something you've been saying. I might have missed it. I think you mentioned something like a week ago or something.
I don't even remember, which means it's probably a joke because I don't bring up my personal life on stream.
It's not gal, it's gel.
Gel? Oh.
I just read.
No, not yet.
You read that wrong.
Oh, you get new gel. No, that's why I'm wearing my hat still. This hat is like giving me a headache. I wear this hat too much, but the hair is all like thin and floppy right now. New gal. And then you got Snackin' saying you need Wendy's, Tori. Yeah. Whose burner is that, by the way? Snackin'. That's definitely somebody's burner. Is that Isaac's burner?
I don't know. We have all these new people in the game Discord because
Brandon, what was revealing? What did I reveal?
Just a reaction. I agree with Brandon.
What? I revealed what's on my mind? Is that what you're saying? I mean, you know how life gets. Sometimes you get a little lonely, and you need a gal or 5, right? So yeah.
Gordon's rigging up all your New Year's resolution, your 21 and 21 thing.
Man, that's Are you doing it to hate and say I haven't made any progress?
No, he's saying no gal mentioned. No gel mentioned either in that. So.
Oh, yeah, facts. No gal mentioned. Get a gal. Yeah, I should have put get a gal, then I would have gotten one, man. It's all about setting your priorities and then chasing them, man. I just
be a lucky lad and get a gal.
I need to get a little bit more desperate, I think. Get Amara on the show? We're talking about me getting a gal, and you're saying get Amara on the show? I'm just kidding. Too negative for her, probably. I don't know. Isaac.
But like anyone who works for the Blazers is like obviously busy doing stuff like directly after the game, so it's hard to.
I mean, I can see if Isaac wants to maybe book a guest. If you know what I'm saying.
If one day we lose and you see Tori smiling still.
Isaac, why are you on your burner? Stop, no. Oh, there's so much inside stuff you guys don't know. You would know if you were in our Among Us Discord.
New map coming out in 13 days.
Is it 13 days?
Yeah, they said the 31st.
Okay, cool. But if you're going to join that Discord, you got to play. We had like 5-6 people join. None of them are probably going to play. So, how'd you figure out who what was? High release. Why am I calling you high release? Destrum. Alright, well. Now you can go back to your Destrum account, high release. Do you still think Blake Griffin would be a perfect fit for Portland? No, that opinion is outdated now. If you managed to convince Amara to get on, Casey Holdall would probably stop her. Oh, Casey Holdall has probably already stopped that from going on. I bet you he talks about us occasionally.
I was going to say a term for that, but it's not appropriate. So. I'm just going to stop.
I'm curious. I'm trying to think about what you were going to say, and I have no idea. Yeah, those media doesn't like us. Media doesn't like us. The closest thing to media we have that actually respects or is actually cool with us is, I don't know, Rip City Project? Stevie, who hated me. Like, I don't know. We did. I wouldn't say we hated each other. I shouldn't speak for him. No, but we were beefing. I was on some petty stuff, and I don't know. And we squashed it. And now he's
you squashed that beef. Brandon Goldner's in here. You guys had a little beef for a while, didn't really see eye to eye, and now you guys are cool. Yeah, it can happen, I guess.
Yeah, with some people. I can admit where I go wrong sometimes. In regards to people like Fentress Meringue, I haven't gone wrong at all. But I don't know. For me with Rip City Project is like I talked to the person who ran it before and I didn't realize it like changed hands, and then the way like the tweets were coming at me, I was like really confused, and I realized it was somebody else, and I was like kind of mad about that, and it just kind of escalated, and it was just silly. But Stevie's actually cool, and Brandon's cool. He said, "Hey," Brandon says, "Hey, you have smart opinions and you changed my mind against my intentions to say set in my ways." See, this thing I like about Brandon and why you guys got, some of you guys in here a little too hard on Brandon on social media. He has his opinions and he's respectful about them. People can disagree with me. If they're respectful, I'm 100% cool with it. 100% cool with it. That's my whole thing. That's the thing. That's why I don't like Ventress. That's why I don't like Meringue. That's why I don't like Chad Doing, because those guys will straight up insult you. I mean, apparently I'm a Neanderthal flat earther to Dan Meringue, right? But like, if people disagree with me and are respectful with it, completely fine with that. Respect them back. Just disagree on how we view basketball, and that's completely fine. So that's why, if people disagree respectfully, be respectful back. And sometimes, they might not like you. Shervin's calling their coach pathetic. That's completely within their right. I might say the same thing as you and call Stotts pathetic every now and then, but they don't have to like it. And if they block me for that, okay, oh well. But nah, I appreciate Brandon, appreciate Stevie, appreciate people that can just be like respectful and and like move past things and whatnot, because that's what I try and be. So anybody else like that, I'm cool with it. Jason Peterson says, Allison, yeah, that's another one to throw into that bucket.
I said no.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, that's just as bad as any of them, honestly. Evan M. He blocked me and then it's like hating on me and calling me a dork. Who calls people dorks anymore? That's like a 2005 insult. That's like practically boomerish.
I forgot who asked this question, but we did answer this earlier today on Blazers Uprise Live. They said Harkless and Aminu or Dary Jones and Rocco. I think Tori and I would both take Dary Jones and Rocco at this point.
Over who?
Over Harkless and Aminu.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. 1,000%. I think Dary Jones Jr. is better than Aminu or Harkless was for us if we utilized him properly. If we utilized him more as a cutter, if we had, some sets utilizing him as a lob.
That was Apples, by the way.
And ran more. That was Apples' question?
Just wanted to shout out who said it.
Shout out to Apples. Gordon, why did Evan M get mad at you today? My first, I've known of Evan M for a while. My first interaction with him, talking basketball, was when I made content for True Blazer Fan, and he was constantly all season, "You're so silly for thinking Seth Curry isn't trash. Seth Curry is so trash." Trash, all season long. See, every time Seth Curry missed a shot, see, Seth Curry is trash. That was, my first experience with Evan M. And Evan M is, part of the Pinwheel Empire crowd that I really don't like, because they are just ready to insult you at the, any chance they get. If you don't like Stotts, you're a moron to them. You're an absolute idiot. You're a kid who sits in a basement, who eats Cheetos before typing out your silly Fire Stotts tweets.
Yeah, I just don't like when they're if you're critical of Stotts after everything he's done, you're absolute clown moron. And then, like, you say, like, well, I don't like him because of this, this, and this. And then there's, like, 18,000 replies from that whole crew, like, moron, idiot, dork, you know.
You remember the guy that said, I would beat my kid if I saw him posting fire thoughts on twitter.com?
Yep.
Like, are you, like, that's just wrong on multiple levels, man. Not only is that just like the stuff we're talking about where people just disrespectful and insulting just because you got a different opinion than them. Dude's out here, like, almost glorifying beating your kid. Like, I don't know. That's just not okay. That was, what was that guy's name? It was like Kevin Got You or something.
It's Cavendu or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is that the other guy? Yeah. I think it's Cavendu or something.
Cavendu or something has a pretty decent following.
Those guys, so yeah, they all post like, oh, the 15-year-olds are not having a good night because we won tonight, you know, like it's so cringe. I don't know.
Yeah. Yep. That one was one of the worst I've seen. True Blazer fan, I'm not a big fan of how he kind of acts. Brandon said, Evan is a good dude. I do think people need to be like 20% sharp when they disagree about Blazer stuff. Just my two cents. The Stotts versus anti-Stotts has become a season-long meme. I mean, maybe you know Evan better than we do. Just everything we've seen is the dude is... You're talking about Evan M, I assume. Dude's an asshole to me. I mean, the dude's just... has me blocked and is sitting there insulting me when I can't see it because he has me blocked. And he's saying, oh, sometimes I unblock him to see what this idiot says. He said something like that before. I would block this dork twice if I could. It's just like, bro, you're acting like you're freaking 15 years old. Like, it just baffles my mind. I don't know, dude's probably, 40 years old? Just baffles my mind that, like, anybody grown even. Like, because I hold myself to a higher standard than that. I'm 24. You know, it just baffles my mind that you have people like that are just so into insulting people and going after people. A lot of people that are, 16, 17 years old and just being disrespectful to them because they disagree on a basketball thing. Like, it's so silly to me. I mean, people are different online a lot of times than they are in person. It's just like, that is like, just the stuff that guy tweeted is just like, makes me roll my eyes, and it's just like, dude, shut up. So, that's just my experience with him. The only person I'm talking crap about today is me, and there's plenty of material there. Self-deprecation is always the way to go. Then what can they say? Then they're agreeing with you. Ha, got him.
I'm the same way, Brandon. Like, if you can't make fun of yourself and do stuff, that's what a lot of the people's problem, I believe, is that they take themselves way too seriously. And it's, everyone has faults. Everyone has said something bad on Twitter for the most part, in these arguments and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's just, like, don't think you're better than someone because of an opinion on a coach is my only point.
Yep. Hopefully Evan M shows up to our open runs. I would love to see that man out on a basketball court. Or the Pinwheel, whoever runs Pinwheel Empire, let's go see them at those runs. That'd be fun. I'll talk trash there, not behind a keyboard. And in the midst of a basketball game, between the lines, it can get a little feisty. I kind of like that. Anybody that's, doesn't talk trash to me. Normally I don't talk trash to playing basketball, but get me Portland media and those guys in between the lines on the hardwood, Eric. That would be fun. Mm-hmm. I'll just let you post up Fentress and bully him inside.
Like, honestly, we've had that with forum stuff in the past on different avenues and stuff where you get together and you hang out and stuff, and it's kind of a much different story. You put a name behind the face instead.
Still
of
don't like
mouth.
Lukrovka. I'm just kidding. Yeah, but I mean, on our forum, you're not allowed to just personally insult people. On Twitter, it's no holds barred or whatever the saying is. That's a saying before my time. I don't know if I butchered it. What's the saying? No holds barred? Is that how you say it?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I got it right. Yeah. On Twitter, it's just like no rules. You can do whatever you want, and some people just take that to the max. I don't know.
Isaac has a great suggestion for Sunday. Get control the narrative on
here. Especially if Melo plays bad.
I wonder what that guy would say if you asked him.
Dude seems like the type of guy that would say the same stuff he's tweeting on stream, bro, and it would just turn into the most toxic crap ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a no-go.
Beavis, you're like
an
hour behind in the stream. He's commenting like he's keeping up with the stream, but yes, he obviously is trying.
Honestly, it'd be cool to get some media members or some, Blazer Twitter members together and have like a 3-point shootout. Play some pickup runs with like some people that actually are a little bit known and see how they, get Chad doing out there on the basketball court. That'd make for a banger YouTube video.
There's no way.
I know. I know. But if they did, it would make for a really good YouTube video. And I'm editing it to make it... I don't even need to, but I'm editing it to make myself look even better. Even better.
Yeah, you shouldn't say that.
Man,
you will release the unedited film, and it'll...
Okay, I'll release the unedited film, and you guys... You guys can show up, man. You guys can be my fan section. I honestly think organizing a pro and anti-Stotts run is a really good idea. I'm not going to organize like a pro versus anti-Stotts run. I'm just going to organize runs. If we get there, people are like, "Oh, we love Stotts." I'll be like, "All right, you guys want to team up together then, and you guys can all watch each other go one-on-one and see if you enjoy it." Then I'm down to do that. And then I will spark beautiful ball movement and we'll play a Spurs-esque style basketball. I mean, like I'm down for that. But I'll just organize runs and see where it goes. We'll rent out gyms because I can't shoot outside. I don't like playing outside. Nah, man.
It would still be fun to do the game though, just like one game.
Hey, but if we get some pickup runs, man, I will try some Dame stuff. I will pull up from 30. I am comfortable shooting from 30. I will pull up from 30 a couple times.
You can't play off the ball at all.
Just for the clip. Yes, I can. That's full.
No, I'm saying if you're pulling a Dame, you can't.
Oh, I thought you were just saying I can't play off the ball. As in I can't play off the ball. Yeah, true. Yeah, shoot. Crap. Hopefully they don't trap me. Because then I gotta run into it, give the ball up, go get it back, deal with it again, and then shoot like a step back, fading away 35-footer.
Yeah, Gordon, I'll be your Ennis Cantor, Tori.
Okay, cool. Who's gonna be our Melo?
Although I got like the Nurkic passing ability, so
yeah, you'll be our Nurkic. You're more Nurkic than Cantor.
I just meant because Gordon said I got a rebound. So
yeah, who's gonna be our Melo? Who's gonna be our Rocco?
I don't know, because unlike some of the forum, like we don't know a lot of how some of these people are at basketball.
Mm-hmm. Bro, I'm starting to dunk like easy lately. It's been fun.
Nice.
It's been fun. Like I can like two-step right now. It's nice. But honestly, I'm more Luka than Dame though. I still think that's my best player comp.
I thought you were our Felicio.
Oh. Yeah, shoot. Dang. I am Felicio.
Not you, Zach.
Oh, Zach's Felicio.
He said he'd be our Anthony Tolliver, but...
Brandon, who's your play style comparison to an NBA player? Matt handles, but you can spot up and play defense. So you're saying you're Gary Trent Jr. Brandon will be our Roko.
Isn't he on the other team?
Yes. Well, who does he have? He has that Brian Freeman guy.
Yeah.
But we got Jared Houston. Jared Houston isn't from here, though. That's the problem. But, bro, like, if Brian Freeman plays, we need to pay for Jared Houston's plane ticket up here. Because then we can go put up 6'10 against 6'10. We got an NBA height lineup, though. Because wasn't there somebody else in group chat that was like 6'11"?
Yeah, and then there was someone else who was 6'8" or something, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm our point guard at 6'4". So, yeah, we've got more size than the Blazers.
Brandon says Freeman played overseas, but I think his legs are shot. Yeah, join the club.
See, I just got to be hitting threes then. You know? Make him come out and guard on the pick and roll and then beat him off the dribble.
We should get to play at Moda Center with Stotts watching.
With Stotts coaching one side, man.
And he just has to leave if we win. And then he gets to sign like a 10-year extension if we lose.
Bro, I will play so hard. That'll be the hardest I've ever played, man.
We're doing like boxing level training for...
Oh, I know. I will sacrifice my body. I will dive into the fifth row to save a possession. Brandon says my girlfriend played college ball and I already got her to say she'd play if this happens. LOL.
Nice.
She can be your bench scorer, your sixth woman.
Toasty, you know I always come through in the clutch, man.
Because you guys actually got some, like Steven said, he's pro Stotts. You guys actually got some hoopers. But we got better hoopers. Maddie will...
Oh, Maddie will not partake in this. I have a better chance of getting Cora to play than...
Stephen Cozy? Who's Stephen Cozy?
I think it's talking about Stevie Cousins.
Stevie Cousins is not pro Stotts. I'm talking about Stephen Vaughn, who works with Chad Doing, but is much nicer than Chad Doing is. Stephen Vaughn.
Joseph says his friends call him Dort on the court, so he could be our Rocco, I guess. Then.
Who said that? Joseph? I thought you said Josu. I was like, Josu?
Oh, no.
No. Yeah. But wait, we had like Grant Bassett said he's like was like the manager for the Oregon State Beavers for a bit or something, and like is like 6'3" sharpshooter. Because we need a sharpshooter for sure. We need spacing. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, we'll get some runs in.
Reese says he's a sharpshooter.
Isaac says he's the sharpshooter too. I don't trust Reese. Reese, you got it. Have you worked on your form at all, Reese? Has your form changed, or are you still shooting from the neck? Because I saw Reese, like he made it, but he's shooting from here. Like that's like, let me stand 5 feet away and then block it. All right, I'm gonna need the video proof.
Toasty says he's like CJ with no handles. That's not like CJ at all. So not like CJ.
I'm trying to imagine CJ's shiftiness with no handle. Snacking. Why would you want to see me 1v1 meringue? That would be embarrassing. How tall is Dan Meringue?
I don't know. You think he would wave if he beat you?
What? Bro, this universe wouldn't exist if he beat me because that's not possible.
Uh,
Bro, what is he, like 5'9"?
I don't.
I mean, maybe he's super quick, but I'm not counting on that. Let's just say that. I feel like the people in chat here think I'm slow. He's not 5'9", or he's not quick. But I just gotta lose a little bit more weight, and then I gotta do my like jump program, like my jump workouts, my plyometrics. Get my athleticism up because I want to be dunking by the time we get back in the gym. Like I want to be dunking easy. Shervins, the Rip City 3-on-3 tape where we're out there playing on slick pavement in the rain and barely have any traction, and the curved court where it like curves, and yeah. Nah, that's not a good gauge, to be honest.
Isaac says he'll be dunking by
Jason
June.
Quick. I mean, if he lives up to his name. Otherwise, he's Jason Slow.
See, I don't think a lot of those people even play basketball ever, so.
Tosi says, Tori, you have been losing weight and doing pretty good. Nice work. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Hurd's a baller.
See, I don't know if Hurd would be pro Stotts, though. Because, like, obviously, you know, with his job, he has to be pro Stotts.
Publicly, he would be.
Yes, yeah. Yes. But, I don't know. Sometimes it sounds like he wants to really criticize some of the things the teams are doing, much in the same way, like, of what we're thinking. But he can't. So he tries to, like, word it in a very, like, nice way. And, yeah. Oh, I gotta turn off the stream. My neck's starting to hurt. Oh, man. We will catch you guys tomorrow. It's midnight, so perfect time. We will catch you guys tomorrow on the post-game stream after that Mavericks game. Yeah, we'll see if the Blazers can get that win. See, Brandon, yeah. Hurd would have to be. I agree. Tomorrow is March Madness, so if you are in my bracket pool and haven't filled out your bracket, make sure you do so. If you want to join my bracket pool last minute, check this tweet. It has the bracket pool information and the buy-in. If you're in the bracket pool, make sure you pay your buy-in. I know a lot of you have, but make sure you pay it ASAP. And other than that, God, what else was I going to say? If you want to watch my bracket picks, good luck to all going for the top shot drop. I need to get into that. Good luck to you. Good luck to your brackets tomorrow as well. If you want to see my bracket, I dropped a video in the middle of this game on it on this channel. So if you want to see my picks, then go ahead. It's very upset heavy, by the way. So yeah, yeah. So that link is that tweet that has the pool link and it has the buy-in payment link. If you can't pay the buy-in through PayPal, then just let me know and we'll work something else out. And watch Blazers Uprise live on Monday to watch Zach not pass me in picks against the spread. Ash, that's I wouldn't recommend. That's a little risky, bro. But I mean, do what you want as well. By the way, if you're in my bracket pool, don't watch that video yet, or at least don't let it change your picks or influence any of your picks. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. Because Ash sounded, yeah. Come on, Ash. Have you watched that video, Ash? The bracket picks that I dropped. Have you watched that?
Let me just say thank you for actually tuning in, Ash.
I know, man.
Mr. Disappearing Man.
I know, man.
Yes, you're right, Malcolm.
Thank you, Tyler. Make sure to like the stream. We got 75. Nah, not yet. Okay. Well, yeah.
Did you have Oral Roberts or something?
I'm not gonna say anything. All right. I'm not gonna say anything. Yeah, I'm not gonna spell it. But if you copy my picks, I'll just give you your $20 back and kick you out. Because obviously we're not going to have all the same games unless you copy my picks. I mean, copy. That's plagiarism. Plagiarism is bad. I'm not saying if they're similar. I'm saying if you just obviously straight up copy it. Malcolm, yeah, as if that's gonna happen. Gordon, I also agree. Brian, I vehemently disagree. See, people are I feel like Zags are gonna choke. Based on what? Why does everyone say, oh, they always choke in March Madness? They've made a deep run each of the last 5-6 years. They made it to the Elite 8 last year. They made it to the Sweet 16 as a 4 seed the year before that. They made it to the championship game the year before that. But also this year's team. All right, let me just say this before we sign off. This year's team is not like any other team we've ever had. We have more talent on this year's team than we've ever had. It's just the flat out truth. We're going to be even better next year, Eric. Maybe not better. But if we get Chet, man, if we get Chet and we get Hunter Salas, we've never gotten high recruits until Jalen Suggs. We get Jalen Suggs, we go 26-0 and just are insanely good. And Jalen Suggs was borderline top 10 recruit. If we get the best recruit in the country and the 6th ranked recruit in the country, watch out. That's all I'm going to say. Because we getting Chet, man. I don't know. At least according to the experts, we're getting Chet. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm ready for him to announce it. But yeah, anyway, I'm excited. I need a championship. If you guys have no stake in the matter, just cheer for Gonzaga for my sake, because I've never felt a championship, and I just want to get that monkey off my back. Maybe that's all I need for the Blazers to then step up and take care of business for me.
Mickey Mouse championship.
Excuse me.
Oh, that was a joke.
Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in to tonight's stream. We will be live again tomorrow, as I said. There we go. We'll be live again tomorrow, as I said, after the Dallas Mavericks game. We'll see if we can push our record to 25-16. Thank you guys for chilling with us tonight. Appreciate you guys tuning in as much as you do. Good luck tomorrow if you're participating in any bracket pools, other than mine, of course. Bad luck to you if you're participating in mine. Obviously, I want to win. Yes, Westbrook, I can wave dash. Nobody in here is going to know what that means, but I can. So hope you guys have a good rest of your night and a good rest of your Friday, because it's Friday now. So we will catch you guys later tonight. Malcolm, sure, deal. But you don't get to participate in picks against the spread or anything. You will be a Mickey Mouse mod, okay? Since we're making Mickey Mouse jokes, you will be a Mickey Mouse mod. And I will refer to you as such. Yes. So anyway, that wraps up the stream. Super long-winded outro. Gonna end it now. We will see you guys later tonight. As always, peace out. Go Blazers.